Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something so powerful, so life-changing, that it will make you reconsider the way you see time. I want to talk to you about the result that can come in just 1 hour. You see, too many of us are waiting for the perfect moment, the right time to make a move. We look at the task ahead of us and think it will take years, months, or days. But let me tell you something. There is power in just 1 hour, you can see results. 1 hour. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop waiting for everything to line up. You got 60 minutes in front of you right now, and if you use them wisely, you can start to see the change you've been longing for. I'm here to tell you today, results don't always take years to manifest. Your results can start in the next hour. It's all about the decision you make today, not tomorrow. It's about focus, laser focus on what matters most. When you focus on what's important, the results come faster than you ever imagined. In 1 hour, you can decide to change your mindset. In 1 hour, you can make a step toward your goal. Don't let anyone tell you that change takes forever. Momentum doesn't need years to build. Give it 1 hour of solid, passionate effort. And stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Your result starts now. 1 hour of faith, of action, of belief. And you'll see the difference it can make. So today I want you to ask yourself, what can I do in the next hour? What one step, what one action can I take that will start to turn my dreams into reality? Your results are right in front of you, and it all begins in the next hour. Don't waste it. Get up. Get moving and make this hour count, because it's not about how long it takes. It's about what you do with the time you've been given. The result is in your hands. In 1 hour, focus is a force unlike any other. It has the ability to shape outcomes, define success, and alter the course of your life. When you focus, you are not distracted by the noise of the world, the voices of doubt, or the tempting allure of immediate gratification. Instead, you direct your mind, your energy, and your willpower towards something that matters, something that will take you one step closer to the vision you've set for your life. But focus isn't just about attention, it's about intention. It's about making a conscious decision to commit to something with all of your being, even if it's just for a short time. In a world full of distractions, true focus is a rare commodity. People are constantly bombarded with information, messages, and demands on their time. It's easy to get caught up in all of it. But true power lies in your ability to silence the noise, to shut down everything that doesn't align with your goal, and to zero in on the task at hand. When you focus, you harness the power of your mind. The mind is a powerful tool, but it can only work at its highest capacity when it's directed. A scattered mind, constantly jumping from one thing to the next, cannot achieve its true potential. But when you give your mind a single purpose, a singular direction, it becomes like a laser sharp, precise, and unstoppable. What focus does is it makes the impossible feel possible. It turns monumental tasks into achievable steps. It transforms the overwhelming into the manageable. Focus allows you to break down the mountain in front of you into manageable pieces. It allows you to take one small step at a time, and in doing so, you'll find that the mountain you once feared is now behind you. There's a magic in this kind of focus. When you give yourself the time and the space to focus solely on one thing, you tap into a well of productivity and creativity that you never knew you had. You stop worrying about the next task or what you'll do tomorrow, and instead, you pour your energy into what you're doing right now. That singular focus breeds mastery. The more you focus, the better you become, the faster you learn, and the closer you get to your goals. Focus also helps you build momentum. The more focused you are, the more you get done. And the more you get done, the more motivated you become to keep going. It's a snowball effect. 1 hour of intense focus can set the stage for an entire day of productivity. And an entire day of productivity can lead to weeks, months, or even years of success. Focus isn't just about being busy. It's about being intentional with your time and your effort. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to your goals. It's about understanding that every moment is precious and choosing to spend it on things that matter. Focus is a commitment to excellence. It's about saying, I won't let anything stand in my way. So the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by all the things you need to do, remember the power of focus. Instead of trying to juggle everything at once, narrow your attention to just one thing. Give it your full effort, your full energy, and your full heart. And watch as that one thing grows, expands, and takes you further than you ever thought possible. Because when you focus, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Every day we are faced with countless decisions, some big, some small, some seemingly insignificant. But the truth is, each decision we make plays a vital role in shaping the path we walk and the outcomes we experience. Decisions are not just random moments in time, they are the building blocks of our future. They determine where we end up, who we become, and how we live our lives. The power of decision-making lies in its ability to chart a course for us, even when we don't fully understand the weight of the choice at the moment. A single decision can set in motion a chain of events that will ripple through our lives for years to come. That's why it's so important to understand that we don't just make decisions based on what's in front of us. We make them based on who we want to become and where we want to go. Think about the decisions you've made in your own life. Some were easy, others were hard, but every single one has led you to the present moment. Every choice you made, whether to take a risk, whether to stay in a certain situation, whether to walk away from something that wasn't serving you, has contributed to the results you're seeing today. You are the sum of your decisions, whether you realize it or not. Sometimes we underestimate the power of even the smallest decisions. We think that a decision to wake up a little earlier or to work just a bit harder or to speak up in a meeting will have no real impact. But in reality, these small decisions accumulate. Over time, the cumulative effect of making better choices, even in the smallest of things, leads to incredible results. The person who chooses to read for 30 minutes a day over the course of a year will have consumed a library's worth of knowledge. The person who decides to exercise for just 20 minutes a day will have made remarkable improvements to their health, even if the change isn't immediately visible. And then there are the big decisions, the ones that challenge us, the ones that force us to step out of our comfort zones, to leap into the unknown. These decisions are often the hardest to make, but they hold the most power. When we choose to take a risk, to make a change or to step into something new. We are choosing to embrace a future that's different from the one we know. These moments of courage and conviction are the turning points in our lives. The results we experience from these decisions may not be immediate, but they are often the catalyst for transformation. But it's not just the big or small decisions alone that matter. It's the consistency of our choices that determines our results. Every day we're given the opportunity to make decisions that either move us closer to our goals or take us further away. Over time, these decisions compound. You don't get to your dreams by making one great decision and then waiting for the results to come. You get to your dreams by making decisions consistently, day after day, that support the vision you have for yourself. The person who decides to stay disciplined in their work, to show up every day, to keep pushing even when they're tired, will eventually find success. What's more, the decisions we make often reflect our beliefs about ourselves and our future. If you believe that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of success, you'll make decisions that align with that belief. If you believe that you can't achieve what you want or that the world is against you, your decisions will reflect that mindset too. Our beliefs shape our choices, and those choices shape our results. And let's not forget that some decisions require us to let go of the past. We all have things we are holding on to, whether it's fear, regret, or old habits, that prevent us from moving forward. To make better decisions, sometimes we have to decide to leave the past behind, to forgive ourselves and others, to release what no longer serves us. Letting go is a decision in itself. It's a decision to free ourselves from the weight of yesterday so that we can step into the possibilities of tomorrow. At the end of the day, the results you see in your life are a direct reflection of the decisions you made up until now. Your life is not a random series of events. It's a collection of choices, both big and small, that have led you to where you are today. And if you want different results, it's simple. Make different decisions. But be mindful. Every decision counts, even the ones that seem trivial. Pay attention to your choices because they are shaping the life you will live tomorrow. So take a moment and reflect. Are the decisions you're making moving you toward the person you want to be? Are they leading you closer to the life you've envisioned for yourself? If not, it's never too late to make a change. The power of decision is in your hands. And with each decision, you are writing the story of your life. Make those decisions count and watch as they shape the results you desire. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life, yet so often we overlook its importance. It's that feeling of movement, of progress, of gaining speed as we work toward our goals. And just like a train that builds speed as it moves along the tracks, once momentum takes hold in your life, it becomes incredibly difficult to stop. But here's the thing about momentum. It doesn't just happen on its own. You have to create it, nurture it, and keep it moving forward. The first step in building momentum is to take that first action. It's the hardest part, isn't it? The first step is always the most daunting. But once you take it, you start to feel the weight of the task or goal lighten. It's as if you've taken a heavy boulder and set it rolling downhill. You may start slowly, unsure of whether it will build or not. But with each step you take, the momentum starts to build. What once felt like a monumental challenge begins to feel a little more manageable, a little more achievable. In life, we tend to think that great success happens all at once. We want the results without realizing that results don't come from a single dramatic event. They come from the ongoing, consistent momentum we create. When you do something, no matter how small, consistently and repeatedly, over time, that momentum compounds. It snowballs into something much bigger than what you initially set out to accomplish. It's the power of persistent effort. The key to success is not grand gestures, but small, consistent actions that build momentum. Think about the last time you had a burst of energy and motivation. Maybe you decided to get up earlier to work on a project, or you dedicated yourself to finishing a task you've been putting off for weeks. At first, it may have felt like a struggle. The beginning is always the hardest part. But once you got going, once you started making progress, you felt that shift. The energy you had at the start turned into drive. You began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And before you knew it, you were moving faster, getting more done, and feeling more accomplished. That's momentum in action. But momentum is not just about getting things done. It's about the way you feel when you're in it. When you're in a state of momentum, you feel unstoppable. You feel like there's nothing you can't do, nothing you can't conquer. The energy you once had to summon feels natural. Every action you take moves you closer to your goal, and the sense of progress feeds your desire to keep moving forward. Momentum creates a sense of confidence, a belief in your ability to succeed. And just like momentum can build, it can also fade if you're not careful. If you stop, if you lose your focus, or if you allow distractions to take over, the momentum slows. What was once a force that carried you forward begins to lose its power. The momentum you worked so hard to build starts to slip away. But here's the beauty of momentum. You can always start it again. It might take more effort to restart than it did to keep going, but once you make that decision to reignite the flame, it can build back up faster than you think. One of the keys to keeping momentum going is consistency. It's not about doing everything perfectly every time. It's about showing up even on the days when you don't feel like it. The truth is, some days will feel harder than others. Some days you might be tired or discouraged or frustrated. But when you're committed to the process, when you keep showing up, even when it's hard, you continue to feed the momentum you've built. Every time you push through, even when the results aren't immediate, you are reinforcing the forward motion. What's even more remarkable about momentum is that it builds across areas of your life. When you start to gain momentum in one part of your life, that energy spills over into other parts. The momentum you create in your work, for example, can boost your confidence and motivation in your personal life. The sense of accomplishment and progress you experience in one area can inspire you to take action in another. The more momentum you have in one area, the more you naturally want to keep the cycle going in every aspect of your life. So, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not making progress, ask yourself, what small action can I take right now to get the ball rolling? It doesn't need to be a big move. It just needs to be a step forward. A step is all it takes to create momentum. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have all the resources or know exactly how things will unfold. You just need to begin. Once you take that first step, once you make that decision to move forward, momentum will begin to do the rest. When you think about success, don't think about it as a single giant leap. Think about it as a series of small, consistent steps that create momentum. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. It comes from the willingness to take action, to keep moving, and to maintain the momentum that will carry you through. Remember, momentum is key. It's the energy that propels you forward, that keeps you moving when things get tough, and that helps you achieve things you once thought were impossible. Keep the momentum alive and let it carry you toward the results you desire. Because once you've got momentum on your side, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. There is a powerful truth that many people overlook when they're in the middle of a struggle or a long journey toward their dreams. Faith in the process is everything. Faith in the process isn't about seeing immediate results or knowing how every step will unfold. It's about trusting that what you are doing today, even when it feels like it's going unnoticed, it's believing that every action, no matter how small, is a piece of the puzzle that in time will fit perfectly into the bigger picture of your life. When you begin a new endeavor, it's easy to become impatient. You want results now. You want to see immediate progress, and you want the world to recognize your efforts. But the truth is, the most meaningful results are often not visible right away. Building something of value, whether it's a career, a relationship, or a personal achievement, takes time. And in that time, there will be moments of doubt, frustration, and fatigue. But that's when faith in the process becomes crucial. Having faith in the process means believing that even when you can't see the end result, every step you take is still moving you closer to your goal. It means trusting that even the setbacks, the challenges, and the obstacles you face are part of a larger plan. Often, the road to success is not a straight line. There are twists, turns, and bumps along the way that might make you question whether you're on the right path. It's in those moments, when the future seems uncertain, that faith becomes your greatest ally. The reality is that growth and transformation often happen in ways that we can't immediately understand. We can't always control the timing or predict the outcome of our efforts. But when we trust in the process, we acknowledge that we don't have to have all the answers right now. We are allowing ourselves to surrender to the flow of life, knowing that every piece, every experience, every moment is a necessary part of our growth. It's easy to get discouraged when we don't see immediate results, especially in a world that often values instant gratification. But patience and persistence are key to success. When you have faith in the process, you understand that every single step counts. Even if you can't see how they're all fitting together in the moment, you trust that they are leading you towards something bigger. Think about the times in your life when you faced challenges, when things seemed impossible, or when it felt like nothing was going your way. If you had given up in those moments, if you had stopped believing in the process, you would have missed out on the breakthrough that was waiting just around the corner. There is always a season for everything. Seasons of growth, seasons of struggle, and seasons of success. And each season serves its purpose. One of the most important things about having faith in the process is the ability to stay consistent, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't see the reward right in front of you. You have to trust that your effort is not in vain, that your hard work is building the foundation for something greater. It's about knowing that there is a bigger picture, even if you can't yet see the full scope of it. The process is not always easy, but it's necessary. Every challenge you face, every setback, every failure is part of the process, helping you grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's ahead. The process is not just about the destination, but about the lessons you learn along the way. It's about becoming the person you need to be in order to handle the success that will come, the challenges, the delays, the times of uncertainty. They shape you. They prepare you for the next phase. And it's in those moments of struggle when you feel like giving up that faith becomes the anchor. Faith in the process is the belief that you are becoming. Even when it feels like you are not doing enough. Faith is also about trusting your own abilities. It's about understanding that the skills, the wisdom, and the strength you need are being developed with every action you take. It's trusting that every moment you invest, even when no one else is watching, is adding up to something significant. It's having the courage to continue on the journey, to keep walking even when the road seems long and the end is nowhere in sight. There is power in faith. Faith isn't passive. It's active. It's an action you take every day, choosing to keep going, to keep moving forward, even when things don't look the way you imagined them. It's choosing to trust that your efforts are not in vain, that they are leading you towards something greater than you could have ever planned. So when the road gets tough, when the results aren't as quick as you hoped, remember that the process is working. Your faith is the fuel that keeps the engine of progress moving, even when it feels like the world is standing still. Trust that everything you're doing right now is building towards something greater. Have faith in the process, because in time it will lead you to the place you're meant to be. Limiting beliefs are invisible chains that bind us to a life of mediocrity, fear, and self-doubt. These beliefs often take root in our minds at a young age, shaped by our upbringing,